Hello, everyone. So, this is a very short segment on the new uh, movie, Netflix movie, which has released, the Archies. And I have a very, very simple, short segment on this, and that is I'll be just addressing two things: whether the movie, the Archies, works or not, and whether the star kids they have performed well or not. Okay, because there's a major hue and cry regarding them, and everyone has been targeted, from Agastya to Suhana Khan to Khushi Kapoor, everyone. But I think the major part of the attack has been centered on Suhana Khan, right? And I will just try to explain exactly what has happened here to you, what I feel about the Archies as a movie, and is there a lot of truth in the fact that these star kids, quote unquote, they have really acted or not, or what's it all about? I'll just go ahead and state the facts so that everybody gets a certain perspective about the whole issue, and it will be unbridled honesty and completely transparent talk, so that I do not like to go with the masses and what everybody is thinking. I just go ahead and try to crystallize everything and present it to the viewers. Okay, now if you're asking me about the Archies as a movie, me as an Archies fan and as a fan of Zoya Akhtar movies, it doesn't work. It didn't work for me. Honestly speaking, it didn't work for me. No. I love the songs, I love the song and dance routine, but as a movie, it falls flat. She has not been able to do justice to the concept of the Archies, translating into a movie or whatever. I just felt it was just not there. She has just put in the characters. Zoya Akhtar has put in the characters, as I mean to the Dilton, Moose, Jughead, Archies, Veronica, Betty, but it does not go ahead and emanate the spirit of the Archies. Number one. Number two, I just thought the movie overall also it was I felt it was quite flaky, and I don't find it to be a very engaging watch. Okay, uh, she could have titled it anything. She could have put in a new name, maybe the Smurfs or something like that. But Archie's does not translate well into this kind of a setting. It didn't work for me, but I love the songs, I love the dance, and I'll tell you something more that will come as a surprise. I didn't mind the acting. The acting was also quite competent for first timers. We have to carefully segregate both. Okay, the movie and the acting. Okay, the movie is the vision of the director, that is Zoya Akhtar's vision, and that is how she wants to project it. It doesn't work, fine. We are welcome to reject it, we are welcome to say we didn't like it. Some people might have liked the Archies, may have loved the Archies overall, and some people may not like it, and you can have a healthy discussion of the same instead of launching such virulent attacks on Zoya Akhtar and even the star kids who have acted in this movie. So that is a completely different matter altogether. But the actors, let's remember, they are also part of the filmmaking process, and they will do what the director tells them to do. And herein, Agastya Nanda, uh, Khushi Kapoor, Suhana, all the other ensemble cast who comprise the cast of the Archies, they have gone ahead and performed competently as per Zoya Akhtar's directions and instructions, I felt. Okay. And they they are not bad. I felt Agastya Nanda comes across as very calm, very assured, very confident, a young man, and he does deliver the lines. Okay, she is not that, and he he comes across as a possible jock, if you know what my this term means. But the problem is, whoever has read the Archies is not the jock. Archies is more of the underdog. He's kind of cute. Girls get attracted to him, but he's not the jock. He's not in the football team. He's not a topper or anything. Archies was so popular because he was a very regular guy. But what Agastyananda comes across is as a jock, he's irresistible and he's the one who's doing everything. Of course, yeah, Betty and Veronica both love him. So therein lies the problem. Again, the spirit of Archies has not been captured by Agastyananda. And that is not his fault again, because that is the director's vision. Whatever he was told by the director, I think he did done a good job. He comes across as a very calm, assured young man, very confident, and I think he has a good future, I believe. Okay, so from my end, Agastya Nandana was acted well for his first movie, and I cannot go ahead and just slam him for the sake of it. Okay. Second is Suhana Khan. Actually, Suhana Khan has been receiving the most criticism out of this whole affair because of his her lineage, right? And I have to say she is actually not a bad actress. She's a pretty good actress for a first movie. Again, there's a problem again in Suhana Khan's characterization. It is not her fault. In this movie, there has been a terrible miscast. The miscast is Suhana Khan is Veronica and Khushi Kapoor is Betty. Whereas it should have been the other way around. If you look at their body types, if you look at their way of expressing themselves, everything else, and whoever has read the Archies understands the very, again, the spirit of Archies, they'll know that Betty is the one who actually lives in humble surroundings, craves for the attention of Archies, but Archie just kind of just lets it go. He really doesn't care much about Betty in that sense. He just cares about her as a friend. This was effectively captured in Jojita Vahi Sikandar. Actually, and the best Archie's movie, if you ask me, was that. Amir Khan was Archie, Deepak Tijori was Reggie, Pooja Bedi was Veronica, and Aisha Julka was Betty. And there were two friends who doubled up as Jughead for Devan Bhojai and the other guy for Amir Khan. And there was even a friend of Betty's, I think, Ethel, but I don't think that was portrayed so well. So again, if you really want to see what the spirit of Archies was, just revisit Mansoor Khan's Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar, then you will understand exactly what Archies is in flesh and blood and how well it translated into a Bollywood screen. Uh, and we all loved it. So, when we have a kind of a legacy like that, a movie like this, it's like deja vu with a load of salt, so it just doesn't it doesn't work. So what my point here was, Suhana Khan being cast as Veronica was a terrible miscast because she had to be cast as Betty, and I think it would have worked much better if she would have been cast as Betty, because her look, her feel, her acting skills, everything for a first timer would have worked much better if she came across as Betty, who comes from humble surroundings, who craves for the attention of Archie and everything else, and that would have translated much better on the uh, um, movie screen rather than her playing Veronica. And Khushi Kapoor, who played Veronica, sorry, Betty, should have been Veronica. She just fits the part like anything. She she has a very sharp frame. She's honestly speaking, when you look at Khushi Kapoor right now, she really looks like a supermodel waiting to happen. Absolutely. The style, the sophistication, the suave, the swagger, it's all there. But she had to blunt down her body language in order to fit Betty's role, which was totally wrong. So there is a massive mistake when the casting is so important in a movie. When you actually cast two girls who are good actresses, again, please, I have to say, whenever I watch them both act on the screen, I could say yes, they can act. With a good movie, with better lines, with better dialogues, with better situations, these two can actually, both of them, I have to say, Khushi Kapoor and Sona Khan, they can really do well. And just like, I don't know whether you guys are watching me or not, but I just want to tell you, I'm Mr. Sobjani because I know everything, okay? I know everything about movies, and I cut the crap and I tell everybody the truth. If Suhana Khan, Khushi Kapoor, Agastya, all the people, you all have done a great job. You should be thankful to Zoya Akhtar for what she did to you and what she has helped you achieve, because this is a big step. Many people don't get this opportunity so early in their lives, and you all have delivered. Me going ahead and criticizing your mentor is maybe might not look good, but yes, she. I'm not saying she didn't do a good job. It's just the very concept of Archie. If you're trying to translate it into Bollywood or a movie screen, it's a very difficult thing to achieve. She tried. She tried an experiment. It hasn't worked, but it's successful. People are watching it. It's in the top 10 Netflix list. So right now, it's not important if your product is good or bad. What is important is if your product is watchable or not. And right, and that is it. It's people are watching it. That's good enough. People have accepted you. You've been watched by millions and trillions of people, and they have already formed an opinion about you. And that is exactly what needed to be done. So the objective is achieved. Zoya Akhtar, you have made your money. The Star Kids, they have acted well, and people have noticed them. People who are in the movie world, they know that okay, we can take these people and we can make movies. And I think that's great. I want to make a special mention also for the other cast also, because I don't remember the name, but the person who played Reggie, person who played Dilton, excellent, very good acting. I think that was the only angle in the Archies which I liked. I All the others were very passable, and I was really not very well into it. But that was the only angle where I thought they tried to put in some thought and substance, and that was an interesting part of the Archies. So, and really good acting, really good acting. I have to say, for you two, good acting. I don't think anybody has said anything evil or awful or unkind about Reggie and Dilton, who did a good job, did a pretty good job. All the other three, again, I feel the anger is misplaced. Uh, it's actually about a perception which everybody knows, but then again, I'll just clarify it. You see, a certain audience, like if you're talking about middle class or a little lower class, lower middle class, um, maybe on the fringes of upper middle class, they, we have a kind of an audience there who really, they, we just hate Star Kids. Okay, we actually hate Star Kids, and we believe they are nepo kids, and we are just very angry with the very thought that these people are privileged and they are getting certain opportunities for which we have to literally burn the midnight oil, or or go ahead and give us sweat, toil and tears and all these things, right? So that anger kind of gets translated every time we see a kind of a kid who gets an opportunity very quick in his life at a stage which people probably need their lifetime to reach, that first movie. So that hurts, that very thought hurts. And then that anger gets translated into a lot of evil venom. And that is exactly what has happened here again in the Archies, which I had actually made a joke. I made a joke and I said that Wanga, Wanga. called me and he said that I'm very happy today. I said, why? Why, Mr. Wanga? Why are you happy? Because Animal Cross 300 crores, 400 crores? No, because Archies has released. I said, what? Why? Because I have just been replaced by the Archies in the critics' number one hit list. I knew this would happen. Critics, viewers, everybody would slam them. But you need to understand, you can blame the product, but sometimes the ingredients within the product are just fine. It's not their fault. They have been told to go ahead and create the product. Now, after you mix them all, maybe the product which comes out, it's not very tasty, it's not very delicious, it just doesn't work. Don't blame the ingredients, because salt, sugar, pepper, they are as it is, You can't do anything, right? Of course, the quality, if it is bad, you can't help it. But I have to say, Agastya Nanda, Kushi Kapoor, Suhana Khan, everyone in the ensemble cast, they acted well and they did a good job. And should you watch Archie? I think you can watch it, because honestly speaking, I watched it with my son. I watched it. It's a movie which you can watch with your kids. It's very difficult to get movies which you can watch with your kids nowadays. Um, so if you do get time, it's okay. What's the problem? It's a one-time watch. It's a feel-good movie. I think your son or your girl, daughter, or anybody, they'll enjoy Archie's. Wonderful songs, I have to say. It took me back to the times of Buddy Holly and Ricky Valens and Frank Sinatra, and I just loved the songs, I have to say, and the dance and the songs, they were very well choreographed and sung. And I might have my reservations because I'm a big Archie's fan, and I thought it has not translated well on screen. But the acting was good. It was not bad, honestly. I really didn't find the acting bad. And I wish all the best to Sahana Khan. I wish all the best to Kushi Kapoor. I wish all the best to Agastya Nanda. I don't know whether they'll go ahead. I think the first two will. The third one, I'm not sure whether you guys are going to go ahead with your acting career. Reggie and Dilton. Dilton. You all have a great future if you continue with your acting, and don't worry about this noise, because if you hear the noise, then you know that you've done your job. It's beautiful noise. It's required. It's needed. So my very best wishes to all of you. I know I'm no big deal. I'm just Mr. Sobjani, but I know everything. So if anybody wants to watch the Archies, you can watch it. It's a one-time watch, according to me, and it's definitely something you can watch with your kids. Uh, and so it's okay. You can just give it a try. But alone, solo, I would say yes. Then just wait for my select list of Netflix, which I feel you can watch. Because I don't think solo I will ever watch the Archies. I actually watched it with my son, because I needed someone to kind of push me to watch it, and I was quite disappointed, but not overtly disappointed as I felt I would. Maybe there was always a perception in my head that Arches is not going to work on screen. But when I did analyze the movie, I did do it with no preconceived notions. Um, Again, signing off, but I'll tell you the reason why, and maybe a guy like me can't really enjoy Archie so much, because we have a template for the Archies when it comes to Bollywood, and there are two movies. One is Jujita Wahi Sikandar, which is the best crystallized version of the Archies, which I don't think anybody can attain that level of perfection which Mansoor Khan did. Number one, and number two, we have another movie which is a cult pop movie, and again, it was a movie which we loved during that time when it was released, because it kind of brought in a resurgence of these romanticism and everything, and that is Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. wherein we have Kajol as Betty, we have Rani as Veronica, and we've got Shah Rukh Khan as Archie. So that verve, that energy, that effervescence, but that was a kind of a cocooned nutshell triangle which Karan Johar effectively created. So when we have these kinds of templates and we have watched them, we know a lot, we understand a lot, we analyze a lot. So in order to be really good, you have to work harder than what was done here. So yeah, and you have a legacy or a body of work which is enthralling. So you make something a little as flaky as this, we are not going to say that it's great, it's good. No, I won't. So that's my take on the situation. But then again, I'm not spewing venom on you. I'm just saying it didn't work for me because of these reasons. But apart from that, I think it was a very good launch vehicle for all the kids, and you did a very good job directing them because you brought out the flavor of their youth and their acting skills. But there were some terrible decisions which kind of weighed this movie down. Number one, Spirit of Archies was not projected into the movies because none of the characters actually typified what Archies is, what Archie that Archie's character meant. And there was a massive miscast with Khushi Kapoor being Betty and Suhana Khan being Veronica. It had to be the other way around. So that kind of broke the very structure of the Archies, and that is the reason why it has not worked for me. But I think the kids have acted well, they have danced well, they have done their job. Okay, bye. I hope you like this segment. Please do like and subscribe to Mr. Sobjani. I have a lot of videos. I love talking about movies. I love talking about cinema. I'm gonna make a spoof on the animal. I hope you like it. I do not have too much of costumes and get-ups, but I'll try to make it fun because that will be my first stand-up spoof about a movie. I don't have too much of production cost or anything, so I'll be making it very sparse. I hope you like my acting, and please wait for that video. It will be funny. It will be very funny. So, thanks. Bye.